Here we are in section 5-4, exercises 26 through 30. So they're word problems, so we've got to turn them into an equation and then be able to solve them. So let's be very careful. We've been practicing substitution. Now, substitution means we might get two variables and then put something in for the other one. So here we have two numbers that add together to 251, and the second is 41 bigger than the first. Notice we have two letters, second and first, so I'm going to use S and F. You could use X and Y or A and B. What are the two numbers? So we've got to find both of them. So notice, let's read through it again. Two numbers add to 251. We could do that. S plus F, the second plus the first number, adds to, that's a plus sign, 251. Now, this has two variables in it, so we can't actually solve it and get a number out. Now, notice that it says here that the second is 41 bigger than the first. Do you see this extra clue over here? That bigger than is a plus sign. So it tells us that S is actually that. So if we write that out, we now have this 41 plus F, that was the S, plus the F, equals 251. Yeah, if it would have said S is 10, we would put the 10 in there. If it would have said S is 13, we would put 13 in there, but it said S was 41 plus F. So we substituted that entire, we should write that down, substitution. Good. So now let's take this over here and solve it. We get 41 plus F, that's 2F, equals 251. So subtract 41 from both sides. We get 2F equals 210. Divide by 2, and we get F equals 105. That's one of them. The first number is 105. So if we stick 105 right there, we now have that the second is 41 bigger than 105. So S is going to equal 41 plus 105. That is, S is going to equal 146. So our two numbers are 105 and 146. Woohoo! Number 27. Two numbers add to 336, and the first is 124 bigger than the second. So again, I'm going to use F and S. So two numbers, F plus S, let's write that out better. F plus S equals 336. And here it says that the first is 124 bigger than the second. So we can take all that and now stick it in for F. So 124 plus S equals 336. And that's, yeah, let's solve it right over here. 124 plus 2S equals 336. Solve it now. 124, subtract 124 from both sides, and we get 2S equals 212. Divide by 2, and we get S equals 106. So the second number is 106, and again, we stick that in. We now know that the first has to be 124 bigger than the second, or we could have subtracted from 336. That's okay. Either way, 124 plus 106 equals 230. So F is 230. So we get the numbers, first is 230, and the second one is 106. Excellent. All right, number 28. A rectangle here. Its length is 5 more than 3 times the width. So it tells us that's what the length is. Length is 5 more than 3 times the width. Perimeter, that's the P in the formula, is 58. What are the dimensions? What are the length and the width? So it's going to do the same thing. Now, here we have a formula. It's not just that they add to 58. The perimeter is 2 lengths plus 2 widths. And so here's where we're going to do this substitution. It tells us that the length is 5 plus 3W. So when we write this out, we have 2 5 plus 3Ws, because that's the length right there, plus that 2W. 2 lengths plus 2 widths will give us, oh, I didn't stick in the one I wanted, 58 for the perimeter. Okay, let's write this over here, and notice that we have 2 parentheses 5 plus 3W plus 2W. Oh, look at this. We have an equation. This is nice. We distribute 58 equals 10 plus 6W plus 2W. Okay. Are there many W's? There are. 58 equals 10 plus 8W. Subtract 10 from both sides. Subtract 10. We get 48 equals 8W. So divide by 8. Divide by 8. Oh, that's not a decimal point. We get, let's do that correctly. There we go. Divide by 8. Divide by 8. And we get W equals 6. So the width is 6. So what's the length again? Length is 5 more than 3 times the width, which is 6. So the length is 5 plus 18. The length is 23. So it is a 6 by 23. And we are in millimeters. 6 by 23. Right on. The next one, number 29. I've created a triangular garden. Okay, so we got a triangular garden here. There's a small and a medium and a large side here, such that the largest side is 8 meters less than twice the smallest, and the medium side is 12 meters larger than the smallest side. If the total perimeter of the garden is 104, what are the lengths of the 3 sides? So notice what we've got here, perimeter. Perimeter is going to be the side 1, small side, plus the medium, plus the large side. That's good. And what does it tell us about this? The largest side, largest is 8 meters less than. Now remember, less than is subtracted from. So this is 8 meters less than twice the smallest. So notice this guy right here is actually a 2s minus 8 when you put it into this formula. There's the small side. Now the medium side is 12 larger than the smallest side. So 12 meters larger. 12 medium is 12 meters larger than the smallest side. So this guy's a 12 plus an S. And the perimeter is 104 meters. Now remember, at the end, we're going to be in meters. So let's write this out. We have 104 equals smallest side plus the medium side, which is actually 12 plus S. See how we substituted that guy right in there? And then we did the same thing with the large side to be 2S minus 8. We just took that guy out and took that guy out and put in what the description of them was. And oh my goodness, look at that. We have an equation. We know how to do this. Are there any parentheses? No. Are there any multiple S's? Yes. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 104 equals 4S plus a 5 minus a 3. Plus a 5. That's not plus a 5. Oh, that's tricky with the S's. 4 S's. So that guy's gone, and that guy's gone. So we have a plus 12 and a minus 8. That's a plus 4. So we can subtract 4 now from both sides. 4S equals 100. So the smallest side must be 25. So it's going to be 25 meters for the smallest side. Medium side is 12 bigger than the smallest, so that's medium is 37 meters. And 2S minus 8, so the largest is 8 less than twice that. So 2 times 25 is 50, minus 8 is 42. So the largest side is 42 meters. So 25 meters, 37 meters, and 42 meters. Good. Number 30. A total of 445 is made up of quarters, nickels, and dimes. Oh my goodness, we have 3 variables. Now let's write that out before we go any further. The 440, so the value of money with quarters, 0.25Q, plus 0.05N, plus 0.1D. There we go. the number of dimes, so this is D, is 2 more than 3 times the number of quarters. So that's what D is going to be. Let's write that down. 0.1 times 2 plus 3Q. Okay, the number of nickels, so we've got nickels is 6 times the number of quarters. It's just 6Q. This is 0.05 times 6Q. Good. And then Q's are just there, 0.25Q. I just wrote 0.22Q, 0.25Q. Good, and that equals the value, which is $4.45. Okay, let's solve this puppy. That looks terrible, but we know how to do this. Let's write it over here. 4.45, let's go ahead and distribute when we do. That's going to be 0.25Q plus 0.3Q plus 0.2 plus 0.3Q. All righty. So we have, let's combine all the like terms. We have 0.25Q plus 0.3Q. That's 0.55Q. 0.85Q plus 0.2 is equal to 4.45. Subtract 0.2 from both sides. We get 4.25 equals 0.85Q. Divide by 0.85, divide by 0.85. I hope this comes out even because we got to have an even number of quarters, so we can do it. 4.25 divided by 0.85. Move the decimal 1, 2, so we get 85 goes into 425. Well, 80 goes into 42 like 5 times, so let's try it and see if it works. 5 times 5 is 5, carry a 2. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 2 is 42. Hey, it worked! Q is 5. Now, notice what just happened. We have 5 quarters. Now, I'm going to switch to a slightly different color here so that we can see how that helps us. We go back here and it says nickels is 6 times the number of quarters. So we have 30 nickels. And let me see, what was it with the dimes? The number of dimes is 2 plus 3 times the number of quarters, which was 5. 2 plus 15 is 17. So the summary is we have 5 quarters, nickels, we have 30 nickels, and we have 17 dimes. And just for fun, so first of all, this is the only set of numbers that actually matches all the criteria in the problem. We could do this. 5 quarters, that is $1.25. 30 nickels is $1.50, and 17 dimes is $1.70. So $1.70 and $1.50 and $1.25 will add up to $4.45. Excellent.